Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're starting our week with Matt Serrano from Table Creekside. And Matt, we're always glad to see you because you're usually mixing up something good for us. What have you got today?
Nice to see you too. This is our pineapple coconut vodka. It's house infused. It's pineapple, which is smoked and grilled, and then of course coconut.
And I've heard good reviews from Linda Carson, so we look forward to learning what to do with it.
That's what's in the drunken pineapple.
That is the drunken pineapple, absolutely.
All right, Matt, we'll see you in a few minutes.
For all you dog lovers out there, if you're looking for a place that offers dog training, puppy training, doggy daycare, boarding, and holistic pet food all under one roof, you will love the Canine Korral Institute of Canine Behavior in Sarasota. And there's a lot of things that we need to think about as pet parents, of course. And so joining us now to talk about that is President Mark Shambor. Thanks for being with us. So we're going to talk a lot about the fads of dog foods. I will say it's overwhelming when you walk into a pet food store or any pet store and you try to look at all these different dog foods.
There are so many choices, and sometimes the labeling is misleading, so you have to make sure that the ingredients are actually what is on the front of it, because they can be very misleading. Is it a fad? Yes. You know, we humanize our dogs and we try to get our dogs to do and eat things like we do. This is Heidi. She is up for adoption. She is single and looking. And
She's sweet.
And she just had a coconut oil shampoo yesterday. So there you go as far as the fads.
That's another
oil,
trend.
Goat's milk, that type of thing, which is very popular.
She probably doesn't care, but we enjoy it.
Yeah.
It smells good.
She smells great, yeah. But the thing you want to remember is that even if it's a fad, we forget that we need to make sure that we understand what the ingredients are in a pet food with the dog. You know, there was a recall in 2007 where some Chinese grains were bad and some dogs had actually died from it. And it's unfortunate that we have to learn from something like that. But I do know that since then, before that we had like the holistic small companies, grassroots companies that made the grain-free food. And now you will find that most major companies will have a grain and a grain-free version.
And is that something all dogs should be eating grain-free, or
well,
how do we know?
There's a misconception that all dogs are allergic to grains and they can't digest them. They can digest grains because we've evolved that. You know, even when out in the woods, when we had camps and things like that, we still used the dogs and we did give them other things than that. Plus, if they go out and they eat a rabbit, if they eat a rabbit, there's going to be things in the rabbit's stomach that's going to have grains in them. So eventually, us as humans have basically forced them to be evolved into eating grains.
Wow.
And it's not necessarily the grain that causes an allergy. It's going to be maybe a bad grain, or it could be, you know, some of the most common allergens are chicken. The most I've heard is beef on the studies I've done.
Really? Wow.
Beef, dairy, chicken, and grain.
And how do you know if your dog has an allergy?
Yeah, not much left.
Well, you have several things. First of all, you have coughing, wheezing. You might think they have like a little bit of a cold or something, but it's something that's very persistent and actually might be something that happens shortly after they eat. So we're kind of thinking, oh, maybe something went down the wrong tube, that sort of thing. But that is one symptom. Another one would be they just have diarrhea, they're wheezing, they're coughing. The diarrhea and the vomiting can be because they're not really digesting what you're giving them. The other thing is they could be a little gassy. And it could be coming from the food.
Don't want that.
Yeah.
That's not pleasant.
And she ate good today, so I don't think she'll get gassy. But, one of the most common that I know about and I look for is the scratching and itching of the paws, hair loss, hot spots. These are on really just a very dull looking coat. You can see she has a nice shiny coat. It's smooth. Those are some of the things that you want to, but you want to look for inflamed problems with their paws specifically.
So, you know, like with humans, when we eat something, you see the reaction. How are you going to be able to pinpoint that? You know what, they ate something and then the reaction comes?
An allergy is going to be more instant. They ate it, they reacted to it. But however, there is also the word intolerance and sensitivity. They can have sensitivity and intolerance to things that are going to be more prolonged. So the itching is going to last longer. Sometimes the yeast that are in some of the things like the potato, they're going to have ear problems. They're going to be shaking their head a lot. And sometimes even with the mother dog that has puppies, the puppies are just not growing well, and it's because of the food that they're on. It's not as natural or as full of vitamins as you would want it to be.
That's interesting about the ear problems. A lot of dogs have ear problems. I know we always attribute it to swimming or licking, but it could be food and allergy related.
Well,
That's
I
good to
find it
know.
more to be with potato.
Okay.
Sweet potato
It's
is
good to
better
know.
for a dog, but regular potato can be yeasty, you know, as they process it. I do find that, you know, if you're going to feed your dog a grain food, pick grains that are going to be better. There are grains that are better, like barley, oatmeal, brown rice will be better than corn gluten, wheat.
Wow.
Those are things that are actually, they're dry and they're harvested when the product is made. Dogs do not have to have carbs, but the big difference between grain-free and grain food is the choice of the carbs. They have to have carbs, manufacturers have to have carbs to produce and make the kibble stick together.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at a grain-free food, the carbs are going to be more like peas, they're going to be lentils, they're going to be different things that are going to actually be in more of a milky state, so they're going to be more nutritious.
And you brought some
And
And Heidi
examples.
is going to
We
taste
did,
Yeah,
and
Heidi's
Heidi's going to
dying
be
to
the
eat.
taste test.
very
Hey,
scientific
do
test
you want to
here.
eat? Do you want to
Okay.
eat?
And I
What
don't
is
know
this?
which one she's going to pick. This is Nutrisource food. It's made in Minnesota. You have the grain version. I have the grain-free version.
Okay,
and
Heidi.
we're going to
Oh,
see
Heidi,
which one
Heidi,
Heidi
Heidi.
likes.
Heidi.
Which
She
one was
went for the
that?
grain.
She went
for the grain?
She went for the one she could put her
Look, we
face in.
all
Oh, no, she went for the grain-free.
She changed her mind after she tasted it.
All right, so,
Scientific
That
test.
is so funny.
and don't let the
Grain-free
myth that
wins.
grain-free food is expensive. You can get a good grain-free
You know
food
what
for
though?
about
She is
$35.99.
sticking with that bowl.
Yeah, she's finishing it up.
See, we all like carbs. Even Heidi. Sorry.
All girls like carbs.
Yes.
So it's education. Education is really
Oh,
what
she
you need.
finished that one.
Good
For info,
carbs. There's
visit
good carbs.
K9KorralSRQ.com. Coming up, March Madness highlights, and they were amazing.
She
We'll be
saved
right
it
back.
for us.
Heidi's
Heidi's up
just
for
hungry.
adoption. Heidi's up for adoption.